Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Crypto Kid live show. This time on the Crypto Kid channel, apart from the Moon channel. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. The price of Bitcoin is currently breaking $84,000. So we're back to doing emergency live streams. We're back to doing just kind of no sleep mode and going into Bitcoin and finding out what is happening as we enter the second stage of this bull market cycle. Now, I do need some help from you guys. Please do let me know in the chat if the audio is fine, if the video is fine, because I'm doing this away from my studio. So I'm not sure if this DIY setup is going to sound any good. So please do let me know in the chat if everything is working perfectly. I see Carl in the chat. Thank you so much for watching, dude. You are a legend. But the price of Bitcoin is crossing. The price of Bitcoin is crossing $84,200. Pretty unbelievable. Pretty remarkable. If we jump into the 15-minute time frame, you can see that we're just going up and up and up and up. That is usually what happens. 84.4. This is usually what happens in the parabola stage of the bull market. You just tend to go a lot higher in this part of the cycle. So don't be surprised if Bitcoin just goes up and up and up without stopping. It is a typical Bitcoin thing to do. And I think you guys have a lot of questions on, okay, where's the price of Bitcoin heading? Where do I sell? Where do I buy? And all of this we will cover in this live show. So thank you so much again for tuning in. You guys are all fantastic. Please do let me know in the chat section if the audio is okay, if everything is fine, if you can hear me fine. That would be very much appreciated. Aloha Cryptic says Valeri. Valeri is a legend. Thank you so much for watching all the videos. Now, the important thing that we need to go over is, okay, where is your take profits? That's a good one. We're going to go over where to actually take profit. That is a good one to go over. Thanks, Valeri. Thanks, Jesus, for letting me know about the audio. This is a new microphone, so I was a little bit nervous if it was going to work or not. Now, the usual thing that happens in the bull market is, because I've been around since 2021, I've seen the previous bull market, I've seen what happens in previous stages. I've seen it, right? I've seen what happens when you just go up and up and up and up. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, because all the bearish signs that you can think of, all the bearish divergences and all the bearish technical patterns that you can spot on the chart don't usually play out. So when Valerie is asking, are you going to expect a pullback? I'm going to tell you no, right? I don't expect a pullback anytime soon, at least not a major one. It usually doesn't take place in the bull markets. That's the common thing. But guys and girls, make sure to smash up the like button and subscribe if you're new to the Crypto Kid channel. Let's get to 300 likes. I think that is a good aim for the start of the show. And share this with your friends, because in this live stream, we're going to talk a lot about macro analysis, why Bitcoin is incredibly bullish. I'm going to be answering a lot of your questions, and just maybe we're going to have that live guest, special guest appearance that I've been talking to you about. I think he will be definitely a very good contribution. So do be staying tuned until the end of the show. And if you're watching the stream as a video, then you can look at the timestamps in the description if you want to skip to any particular part of this show. Do you think I can still buy tomorrow morning? Well, look, dude, Mohammed, the price of Bitcoin is just going to go higher and higher and higher. And that is the exact topic that I want to focus on this show. Bangkok Bird says that we're all geniuses. And look, yes, we are. Everybody called us crazy, especially during this consolidation phase. Like, I was even losing hope at this point. If you ask Carl in the next Moon show, he will tell you that I was in a very, very, very bad situation. Like, I was very depressed. I had zero conviction in crypto. I was questioning life choices. But the reality of the situation is, we all know that this consolidation phase, this bull flag, was perfect. We talked about the inverse head and shoulders. We talked about the cup and handle patterns. We talked about pretty much everything. And we're gonna get to a Dogecoin, Mohammed. Don't worry. We're gonna talk about Dogecoin. But the first thing is, we're gonna go over Bitcoin. So we went over the inverse head and shoulders. We went over the cup and handle patterns. We went over pretty much every bullish sign that you can think of. The technical analysis was perfect. We even talked about the MACD pattern crossing bullish. So if we look here, you can see that the MACD pattern was crossing bullish on the weekly time frame. And the last time that this happened was literally here. So we did see a repeat of everything that was going on in October to happen now. The only difference that we experienced is that the consolidation period was actually longer than what we saw last year between April all the way to October. So the consolidation period was like 260 days. Yeah, 252 days compared to this one here, which was like 180, if I'm not wrong, 200 days. So the consolidation period was a lot more. And what this means is if you look at the Bollinger Bands, and if you've been watching my videos for a very long time, I've been making videos for a while. I mentioned that look, when you squeeze the Bollinger Band, when you squeeze the Bollinger Bands so heavily on a good macro time frame like the weekly time frame, what you tend to see is a compression in price, right? So the Bollinger Bands are useful not to identify which way the price of Bitcoin is going to go, but rather to determine that, okay, there is a compression in price, and likely when you break the upper or lower Bollinger Band, the price will move in a very explosive manner. And I mentioned to you that, look, if we break 71K with a confirmation, you're going above the upper Bollinger Band. And when you compress something like a spring, right? If you compress a spring with enough force, the more force you put onto it, when you let go, it's going to just shoot off, right? And that's the same thing with Bitcoin. The more pressure you build up during consolidation phases, the higher the price of Bitcoin will go. And that is exactly what is happening right now. It was a combination of, okay, Trump is becoming president. I think that was the final confirmation the market was looking for to be able to see that shoot towards the upside, right? That was the narrative that we were seeking because we were narrativeless for a while. This pump happened because of the ETF, right? So this, if we go to this pump in the cup phase of the cup and handle, this happened because of the ETFs. If you go back to the previous bull market, this happened because of Tesla. And this happened because of retail adoption in NFTs and altcoins. That was the kind of outlier. That's why we saw the second pump in the previous bull market, which usually doesn't tend to happen. And I think it's because of the NFTs. Now, the second final leg of the bull market will be started and will be continued due to Trump. Trump is a president. He's likely going to be. I think there's still a likelihood that he doesn't enter office, but I would say 95% chance he will go into office on January the 20th, and he will introduce pro Bitcoin policy in the first 100 days of his presidency. And look, there's like still 2.5 to 3 months more until we reach the time that Trump actually gets inaugurated and enters office. There's still a large amount of time, and markets are already speculating. They're already pricing in a lot of what we're expecting Trump to do currently by going to 84.7K. But remember, this is not the end of it. Don't be fooled by that. Everybody now assumes that the price of Bitcoin is too expensive. I've been watching CNBC interviews, I've been watching Bloomberg interviews, reading Financial Times headlines. And guess what? Everyone is expecting, and I'm going to talk about the CME gap. I know a lot of people are worried about the CME gap, so that we will discuss very, very soon. But I want you to smash up the like button. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. I know there's 300 of you watching, so let's please try and get to 100 likes. That would be incredible if we can do so, because we will talk about the CME. It's an important point of discussion. But as I was saying, right? Everyone, including retail, is a bit confused because they're like, okay, Bitcoin is at 84K. How much more can we actually push further towards the upside? We already reached $85,000. Aren't we kind of late to the party? But the answer is no, because they don't know about the Bitcoin 4-year halving cycle. You would be surprised on how small of a percentage of the population are actually aware of what is happening with Bitcoin and how Bitcoin dynamics work. They're not aware of the fact that every 4 years, Bitcoin goes through a particular cycle, which includes a cup and handle. Then you eventually break above prior all time highs. Then you see the second half of the bull market. Same thing happens always, right? You have a cup and handle, you break through prior all-time highs, and then you have the second phase of the bull market. Actually, I have my guest. He just joined the show, so let me put him on, and then we'll talk more about the Bitcoin cycles because he is actually a person who is very capable and very experienced in Bitcoin cycles. So let's get to 100 likes, and then I will add him to the live stream. He's a very knowledgeable person. You all know him. You all love him. So let's get to 100 likes, and then I will add him to the show. Carl, oh, I just said who it is. But dude, wait in the guest room. I will just add you now into the setup. So let me just switch to my face very quickly, and let me see how I can add you in. Okay, so I should be able to technically hear you. And then if I go like so, and I just duplicate my camera, that should actually now work. There we go. There's two me's, and now very soon there's gonna be the guest that shows up, and boom. Hello, Carl. How are you doing, bro? 1 second. Let me know in the chat if you can hear Carl, because I can't hear Carl, and that's an issue. So let me know in the chat if you are able to hear him. Okay, there we go. Okay, now try. Now try talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy because it's been and then but we're gonna be used to this because literally every day now we're gonna be all-time highs for like the next 6 months. So
Exactly. And bro, like we were just talking about the halving cycles, and the average Joe doesn't know that we enter like a bear market for 3 years, and then once we break all-time highs, we actually tend to go significantly higher. Like no one in the world knows about this apart from our own audience. So to everybody that who apparently like everyone is thinking that Bitcoin is too expensive right now, what do you say to these people, dude?
well, actually, one of my relatives literally just messaged me like 5 minutes ago and asked me, "Is when is it too late to buy? Like, what price is still okay?" And I told it's like a group chat with all my relatives, and I told them, look,
Hmm.
any price below $100,000, you're still getting in on a decent price. Above 100,000, you're still gonna make money over the next 5 years, but just get in before 100K. Like even if you feel like you missed the boat now, you're still below 100K. So just get in.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I'll share like a piece of experience with the audience. I mean, you're aware of it, but I have. I mean, everybody has some degree of FOMO, and everybody has the same sort of psychology problem, and this is why markets move the way they do. When price goes up, when you're breaking above, you feel like, okay, now it's too late to enter. But the reality is, it's just going to continue going higher and higher and higher, and that's what happens in bull market cycles. Like when you enter the second and most profitable phase of the bull market, things just continue to increase, and you kind of get shocked about what Bitcoin can deliver. Now, I spoke with Ran yesterday, Carl, and I got his prediction on when Bitcoin can actually reach $100,000. And he said, yes, for sure by the end of this year. But when do you think 100K for Bitcoin is going to come in? Hello, Carl.
Honestly,
Hmm.
if we wake up tomorrow, if we wake up tomorrow at 100K, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think it's gonna happen tomorrow, but within the next 2 3 weeks, yeah, easy, easy, easy. By the way, I'm very sorry, I'm gonna have to jump off, but it
No
was very
worries.
nice to join the stream, and I hope that everyone likes the stream.
Oh,
Leave a
thanks, dude.
thumbs up
Thank
right
you.
now.
Thanks, dude. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl, for. I
Okay.
know. I know he had a headache, so thank you for still making time and joining, bro. All right, and Carl is gone. But that was Carl, ladies and gents. I think it was important to have him on. By the way, we started the show. We started the show with when Bitcoin was at $83,000. So I don't know if you noticed that, but in the meantime, while we were doing the show, in literally 13 minutes, the price hit $85,000. I think we went up by like $2,000 in a matter of 13 minutes. It's crazy. Like I'll show you some of my positions right now. I have on Ethereum, I have on Bitcoin. Here we go. This is on the $10,000 trading challenge. Currently, Ethereum is not doing too bad. We're almost $1,000 in the profit here. Congratulations again if you did open a position on Ethereum. And this AVAX position, which I just opened very randomly, is up 21%. Like the thing is, right now, if you just literally long everything, there's a very high likelihood that you're gonna make a lot of money. Like it's just stupid how the bull market works. Like Carl gave the example last week on a moon show saying that even a monkey can get rich in this cycle, and it's very true because technically if you play by probability, by just longing everything, there's a very good chance that the price that your long positions just end up in the profit. So there's kind of like a money glitch. Of course, nothing in the show is financial advice, but there is somehow a little bit of a money glitch where if you use low leverage and have your liquidation prices to the lower end, by just longing everything that you see on your exchange account, there's a very good chance you're going to go into profit. So if that's something that you're doing or would like to do because you don't have too much time to research or kind of dive and spare multiple hours per day to go into these things, then you can do so by signing up to Bitflex or Bybit using the links in the description down below. And if you don't know how to actually use an exchange account or open an exchange account, then the second video in the description will teach you everything you need to know to sign up to an exchange. Because, like I was saying on previous videos, the just knowing how a crypto exchange works will be the most valuable skill that you can give yourself for this bull market. Like, it's just a no-brainer piece of thing to learn, because when prices go up, and when there is an opportunity like a new altcoin or a new thing that is launching, you want to have access to a crypto exchange to be able to make profit out of it if you get this opportunity. And believe me, those opportunities will come by very quickly. You're going to be very surprised. Bitcoin is currently 84.7K, by the way, to everybody that's joining in. And I was just saying that it's just going to go higher and higher and higher. And at this point, like, don't be surprised if just Bitcoin continues to pump by like $1,000 to $2,000 every single day. It is a normal thing that happens in bull market cycles. But that's it for Bitcoin. I think we can go into a little bit of Dogecoin TA, and I do want to cover the Bitcoin CME chart, and also the Bitcoin dominance chart a little bit, because we see some funny action going on the Bitcoin dominance chart. It fell drastically down to 58.6%, but now we're up to 59.6% again. So it went down from the highs, the mid 60s, went down by 2%, and now we've went back up by 1%. If you don't know what this means, it's a very important chart. I will go into it in just a second. But I want to cover the CME chart before going into Dogecoin. I really want to do this. I know it's skyrocketing like crazy. I know it's at 32 cents. I know all of you are wondering if it's a good time to be buying Dogecoin right now. We're going to be doing this, right? But first, I want to see 150 likes before I go into Dogecoin. So please, 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 if we can smash up the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you didn't like this video, then make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, because really, maybe you share this video with your friends and they jump into some long positions, and in 2 3 months time, when everything is like triple or at least quadruple the prices of where we are today, they will come and thank you. So do smash up the like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and we'll jump into Dogecoin when we hit 150 likes. In the meantime, though, in the meantime, we can definitely have a look at the CME chart, because it's been something that everyone in the chat has been asking so far. So let's go BTC. Where is the index chart? There we go, CME. Okay, it's interesting. There's a huge CME gap now at $77,000 right here. And you guys know, right? You guys know that the CME charts always tend to close much, much, much sooner than later. Much sooner than later. But here's the catch. I think a lot of people have not been here in 2020. I was here in 2020. So I can tell you that, yes, you're going to see a lot of CME gaps now, because Bitcoin will be jumping like $2,000, $3,000 every single day until like March, April, May of next year. You're going to see Bitcoin going up and up and up and up. And it's not going to stop, right? It's not going to stop. So the thing with the CME is that I'll show you an example from 2020 when Bitcoin was doing the same parabolic trajectory, like nothing like we saw in the past few months. But if you go back to 2020, here, right in this parabolic cycle, you can see that there were two CME gaps created, right? So the first CME gap that was created was at $18,700, right? That was 18.7K. And then another huge CME gap was created at 24, right? At 24.5K. And you can see that the CME gap was actually not filled. Here you go, another one here, right? Between 32 and 34K was another CME gap. I'm just spotting these now, but you can see that these three CME gaps were literally not filled for 2 years. It took 2 years for Bitcoin to actually come down and fill these CME gaps later on. The same thing can happen when price is correcting fast as well. You can see during the hard dump we got in May of 2022, there was a CME gap at 34K again. Then you had another one at 27K. And it took, again, another like 2 years for the bullish and also the bearish ones to close later on down the line. It's just a I'm going to talk about Dogecoin, guys. I'm going to talk about Dogecoin. We need to hit 150 likes. We're just 2 likes away for Dogecoin. You can see that Basically, when Bitcoin dumps hard or if it pumps fast, which is a nature of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is a much more volatile asset than the S&P 500. It's a lot more volatile asset compared to traditional stocks. So it has this feature of being able to go up fast and being able to go down fast. And when it does this, the CME gaps have a very high chance of not being filled for a very long time. They will eventually get filled, but probably in the next cycle, right? It could take another 2 years for us to go down or go up and close those CME gaps. So I wouldn't be counting to short Bitcoin at all, especially in an uptrend, especially in this parabolic uptrend that I've been talking about for a very long time. I don't want to gloat or boast or anything, but we have been talking about this for a very long time. You do not want to be shorting Bitcoin in an uptrend. And we just did 167 likes. So as promised, guys, now we're going to go into Dogecoin. Thank you, thank you, thank you for 160 likes. Let's go to Dogecoin at the end, and at the end of the show, we're gonna go and talk about your questions and do some Q&A and probably go through some of the advice that I can give you to prepare for this bull market. I guess nobody cares about Bitcoin. That's funny. That's funny. Nobody cares about Bitcoin. We're hitting all-time high after all-time high, but nobody cares about it. That's perfectly fine. I'll give you guys, I'll give the people what they want, and we'll talk about the people's cryptocurrency, which is Dogecoin, because we just hit an incredible high of 32 cents for Dogecoin. Look at this. We went up since the 4th of October. So it's just been over a month. And over a month, we went up by 211%. Can you believe it? 211% in just 1.5 months. It's like kind of remarkable to think about. And for all the OG crypto kids, all the OG crypto kids that have been watching this channel, that have been watching Carl's channel, I've been saying, look, Dogecoin is always a fantastic bet. And the reason for Dogecoin to be a fantastic bet is just two things. The first thing is Dogecoin is a massive cryptocurrency. In fact, if I go to CoinMarketCap, so give me 2 seconds until I switch to coin market cap. It's a major market cap altcoin, right? And this is important because look, everybody knows Dogecoin. All the retail, all the retail knows Dogecoin. So when you do see a bull market, when you do see a bull market, Dogecoin will pump regardless, right? Just like how every single altcoin does. And we can see a lot of these meme coins. Oh my God, I've not looked at coin market cap in a while. Everything is pumping drastically. It looks like altcoin season has started. Unbelievable. I've not looked at CoinMarketCap in a while. It's just me on TradingView. But look at this. You're seeing the 30%, 42%, 26%, 35%, 61%. Like all of these returns have started to happen, guys. Oh my God. Okay. It looks like altcoin season is here. Maybe it's going to come a lot sooner than I previously expected. I was thinking altcoin season maybe in like Q1 of 2025, but we're seeing it happen as we speak currently, which is crazy. I mean, Bitcoin has went up 24% in 7 days. That's remarkable. I don't remember any time of seeing Bitcoin go up 24% in a matter of 7 days. It's been a while since I've seen Bitcoin do that. And then you could look at Ethereum, right? 35% in 7 days. Solana, 35%. Even Tether, for God's sake, has gone up by 0.12% in the past 7 days. Dogecoin, front running every single altcoin that you can see here, going up 104% in the past 7 days. And then you can see the closest one in this entire leaderboard of the top 100 cryptocurrencies is, of course, Cardano, which has went up 84% in the past 7 days. And what is crazy is like this is just unleveraged returns. So what you can do is if you, for example, did a 10x leverage long position for Dogecoin, which went up 104%, right? So 10x leverage is going to give you a profit of 10x, right? So if you put $1,000 into Dogecoin 7 days ago and you did a 10x position, that would have given you $10,000. That is the crazy thing, right? So that's why I'm telling you, opening an account on Bitflex, Bybit, using the links in the description down below is going to prepare you for all the opportunities that we will find in this cycle that I will share with you on CryptoKid, on the Moon channel, and so much more. So make sure to sign up using these two links. If you don't know how to use an exchange, then watch the second video and just deposit $100, right? If you deposit $100 and you just play around trying to learn how these things work, you're going to make a lot of money in this cycle. Trust me. Like it's the mistake that I made in 2020, not leverage longing Bitcoin, not leverage longing altcoins. It's the biggest mistake I made because if I did, then I would have made a lot more money than I did in the past cycle. So that's important. But going back to the topic of is it too late for Dogecoin? Is it too late for Dogecoin? Should I buy it now? Should I sell it now? Well, the thing that I can tell you is, right? Elon Musk is going to do the Department of Government Efficiency thing. It's going to happen, right? He's going to become the head of Department of Government Efficiency, which is DOGE. That's like the Dogecoin meme behind it. He will do it. And it will happen when President Trump actually becomes the 47th president, right? So the inauguration day is on the 20th of January. Any Americans, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but inauguration day is on the January 20th. So the Department of Government Efficiency, I'm expecting to come around February or March of 2025. And when that does happen, like Dogecoin will just get complete new hypes and people will FOMO into it, and there's going to be so much more FOMO going into Dogecoin. And my expectation for this bull market cycle is $2. It is $2, and it's such a realistic target. Like honestly, it's just like a 9x away from hitting $2. It's an incredibly realistic target. And for those of you that have been following me, I've been telling you like Dogecoin is my favorite altcoin because it has the highest chance of success compared to everything else. Now that Elon is going to be in this cabinet of Department of whatever government efficiency, it doesn't matter. He will integrate it. He will do something with it. And that's just going to cause people to FOMO into Dogecoin. And remember, when retail comes back into crypto, which they appear to be doing so right now, like according to Google Trends, it appears that retail is mass FOMOing into cryptocurrencies as we speak, which is pretty crazy. If you go to Bloomberg, the number one headline should be about cryptocurrency. So let's go to Bloomberg.com and see. Look, front page Bitcoin soars above $84,000 as Trump win boosts crypto prospects. It's the front page on goddamn Bloomberg.com. The front thing. You can see it's not China record 1 trillion trade surplus as Trump returns, or it's not COP29. It's literally Bitcoin. It's not the S&P. It's literally Bitcoin that they're talking about on the front page of Bloomberg.com. This is how big we're getting. This is how big we're getting, and it's going to continue to pump. It's going to continue to go up. So the simple answer to all of your questions is for if it's too late to buy Dogecoin or not. It is definitely not too late to buy Dogecoin. This thing is going to go to $2. $2 I'm saying for Dogecoin. So you can still make a 9x from where it is now. I wouldn't recommend personally to leverage long Dogecoin, but I would definitely buy Dogecoin in spot. So that would be instead of using the derivatives tab. So instead of this, I would go to trade, click spot. This is when you actually own the asset, right? So you're not just trading it for the short term, and you search for Doge. So if you go to Doge holdings, actually it's not available on Bybit on Bitflex, but it's available on Bybit. So if you use Bybit, cryptokid.io/Bybits and create an account here, you can buy Dogecoin spot and in fact even put it onto your hardware wallet so that you own it forever. This is something that I would do and hold it for this bull market cycle. Dogecoin is definitely one that I would be buying. And congratulations to Ethereum for hitting 3.3K, by the way. And congratulations to you that have been long on Ethereum. This is just the $10,000 trading challenge. This is just the $10,000 trading challenge. So no huge positions here, but we've made around 10% basically of the account portfolio, 344% returns on this 10x Ethereum long position with only like 1.2 Ethereum, nothing huge. So congratulations, massive congrats. I'm holding this position until Ethereum reaches like 3,000, not 3,000, $8,500. So I think Ethereum has a lot more upside potential to go for it. And yeah, congratulations if you did decide to long Ethereum. Now, going back to Dogecoin, like I said, 3.3 Ethereum, unbelievable. Dogecoin will continue to rally. I support the Dogecoin community, and I think it will do very, very well. So Bitcoin is sitting at 84.4. Again, that's also going to continue to rally. No stopping there. Bitcoin dominance was the most interesting chart that I wanted to mention on today's video. Why? Because here's the thing, right? So if you've been watching Benjamin Cohen, if you've been watching The Moon Show, we've all been saying that Bitcoin dominance is going to shoot up to 60% and it's going to do what usually these rising wedges tend to do, and that is shooting up, faking everybody out, and boom, crashing for a huge altcoin season. Now, the interesting thing is we did see that mini crash, but now we're seeing a bit of a rebound. And this is because Bitcoin is also going up unprecedentedly, like 5% in the past 24 hours. So that's huge for an asset like Bitcoin, which is worth $1.7 trillion, right? So the reason why the Bitcoin dominance right here is seeing a little bit of a push back towards the upside is because Bitcoin is also going up like 5% every 24 hours. But it doesn't mean that altcoins will not go 100% up like what Dogecoin did in the past 7 days. They will continue to see rallies of 60%, 50% every single week. That is something that's going to happen. But the time of which when the Bitcoin dominance starts dropping is actually when Bitcoin flatlines a little bit. So you have a bit of a flat line going towards $190,000, I think. That's the flat line we're going to see. And when you see that flat line, obviously altcoins continue to outperform Bitcoin. They don't stop. They just continue to go up. Every single day you have a new altcoin that's pumping. So those will continue to see further price moves towards the upside. Unlike Bitcoin, Bitcoin will flatline a little bit. And when that happens, right, you're not going to see a 70% return on SUI in 7 days. You're actually going to be seeing that 70% push towards the upside in 24 hours. It's not going to be like a weekly thing. You're going to see these exact numbers happen to all of these cryptocurrencies on a daily basis. That's what's going to happen. Okay. So altcoin season is nowhere from being a reality. Solana going up to $200. If you've been watching again the shows, the videos, we've been saying that Solana it has a huge bullish pennant that I'm incredibly bullish on. And as soon as we break this bullish pennant, Solana is going to go to $300, $400. Like, no joke. And that's exactly what is happening. So, again, congratulations to anybody holding Solana, anybody that bought Solana. I have a huge Solana bag, and I think it's going to continue to pump for sure. Carl was talking about this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Boom. Look at that beautiful retest and fantastic breakout. So Solana is looking incredible. Bitcoin is looking incredible. All the cryptocurrencies are looking incredible. They're all going to continue to push towards the upside. Just don't have the FOMO. Don't have the FOMO of, look, okay, when is going to be the. Actually, don't have inverse FOMO. All of these things will continue pushing up, and don't expect for a correction to enter into Bitcoin, to enter into Ethereum. Because, like I said, the second half of the bull market, when you enter the second parabola, it just doesn't stop. Okay, it just doesn't stop. Looking at the ETFs very quickly, today is Veterans Day. So because it's Veterans Day, I think the stock market is closed. And because it is closed, we shouldn't see an inflow for this data point, if I'm not wrong. But going into tomorrow, I would expect another 1.3 to 1.5 billion dollar inflow into Bitcoin. And the interesting thing that retail also doesn't know about um, is that look, Bitcoin supply is limited. There's only 21 million Bitcoin in the world. No more. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin in the world. And I agree, by the way, with Jalim. Sorry for saying your name wrong if I did say it wrong. I think we do deserve more likes. I think if we get to 300 likes, it would be incredible because currently there's 600 people watching live on YouTube. And the more likes we give to the channel, the more it's going to be pushed to more and more people. And the more orange pill, the more people we can orange pill together and convert people into crypto gates. So make sure to destroy the like button. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for watching the videos. Let me know your Q&A questions because at the end of the show, I will be jumping into your questions. I will be jumping into what you want me to cover. Which will be fantastic, of course, because we can go into a lot more altcoins and a lot more things that I think will do very well in this cycle and maybe even do some live trading. So I've heard that the New York Stock Exchange is open, which is fantastic. So Bitcoin can continue rallying, which is great. And we're going to get the 1.5 to $2 billion coming into these ETFs, most likely by tomorrow morning. And like I said, right, Bitcoin has a limited supply. We only have 21 million Bitcoin. We're never going to have more than 21 million Bitcoin. And if you have a daily buying pressure of like $2 billion worth of capital every single day, eventually you're going to run out of supply to give to people, right? And demand from retail isn't even here yet. So there's going to be a huge deficit between supply and demand. And that's just going to cause Bitcoin to jump more and more and further increase towards the upside. There's a chart that I can show you which has a lot more significance than people currently allocate to it. And that is the amount of supply left on exchanges. So if we look at Bitcoin supply on exchanges, you can see that it's literally at an all-time low, right? So you can literally see that it's at an all-time low. Okay, this is not a great one. I think it's the crypto quant one, which I wanted to pull up. So let's have a look at crypto quant. The supply is an all-time low. And it being at an all-time low means that people are not selling their Bitcoin. People are keeping their Bitcoin because they believe it's going to further go towards the upside. Look at this, right? Look at this. It's literally the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges is literally at an all-time low. There's no Bitcoin left. So if these institutions, the point that I'm trying to make is that if these institutions continue, which they will, continue to buy $2 billion worth of Bitcoin on a daily basis, you know what's going to happen? There's not going to be enough Bitcoin for them. And therefore, the price of Bitcoin is definitely going to reaffirm us the technical projection of $190,000 per Bitcoin. It's going to reaffirm it. It's just going to happen. It's another reason for why Bitcoin is going to reach that. You know, when you're conducting your analysis, there's three different points of analysis that you can consider. You can look at, first of all, technical analysis, which will give you all the necessary answers pretty much anyways. Then you can go ahead and look at on-chain data, which is unique for Bitcoin, where you can have a look at on-chain data, what people are actually doing with their Bitcoins. And then finally, you can have a look at something called fundamental analysis, which includes things like Google Trends. When you look at Google Trends, you're looking at what the sentiment for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is. And I want to look at the Fear and Greed Index. I'm very curious on what the Fear and Greed Index is. So currently we're at 76 extreme greed. It's nothing to be fearful of. The greed is going to continue to go up and up and up and up. It's nothing that we can control. It just happens in bull markets. And if you go to history, you can see that these times of greed periods do continue to stay at those levels for a long time. So this was 2020 when Bitcoin was just breaking out from the previous all-time high, entering the second phase of the parabola, yada yada yada. So it's the same phase as basically where we are here today. This kind of stage. You can see that Bitcoin was just constantly at a massive extreme greed season for a period of 3 months and it never went down. So the same thing is going to happen, right? So we're probably going to be at extreme greed for a while and we're only at 76, right? This time we were at 93, so we're not even close to reaching the final end of this rev gear machine or whatever you want to call it. There's still a long way to go until people are actually greedy about Bitcoin. So like I'm saying, don't make the mistake of thinking that it's still Bitcoin is too expensive to purchase, because it's not, right? We're going to go much higher, and I would definitely recommend going into and studying why it is a good opportunity to potentially open long positions for Bitcoin, even while we're at $84,000, because this thing, like I said, is going to go a lot higher into $190,000. That is my price projection. There could be an interesting scenario where we even have the concept, which is called a super cycle for Bitcoin. If Trump implements the Bitcoin national stockpile, which is a very likely thing for him to do, if he does implement this Bitcoin national stockpile where he buys 800,000 more Bitcoin. So if we go to Arkham Intelligence, you can see that the US government currently owns 200,000 Bitcoins. So let's go to Arkham. It's a perfect tool to conduct on-chain analysis. So let's do US government. US government. It should be an entity for, there we go, Arkham. They have, ladies and gentlemen, $208,000, 208,000 Bitcoin, which is worth $17 billion. I think my camera is frozen. Sorry, apologies for the camera. Let me quickly fix that. Give me 1 second, guys and girls. I'm going to fix my camera. I hope there's still audio. My phone died, but there we go. Now I'm back. Okay, perfect. So there we go. They own already $200,000 worth of Bitcoin, which is 200,000 Bitcoin, which is worth $17 billion, right? So when we have the bill that is passed in Congress, which will happen most likely in January, right? So we're still having the congressional elections. The Congress is being decided as we speak right now, Congress, United States. We should be able to see what the Republicans are doing. So we already have the majority of Congress. So the Republicans already do have the majority in Congress. They also have the majority in the Senate, meaning that legislation will be much more easily passed when Trump does become president. You have a unified. You basically have the executive, which is the president. You have the Senate and the Congress overall, which includes the House of Representatives. They decide the legislation. They're also on Trump's side. And what is even more incredible is that the leader of the Senate, so the person that leads the Senate, arguably even more powerful than the president himself, the person that they're deciding and they're voting on is between three gentlemen, and these three gentlemen are very pro Trump. So, likely, whatever he brings to the table, they will allow for him to pass it and make it into law, which would allow him to then, in turn, buy 800,000 more Bitcoin. And for the US government to officially just buy 800,000 Bitcoin, you have have no idea what it's going to do to the market, and there's a very high likely chance that that will happen. And I'll tell you something even more bullish, right? I'll tell you something even more bullish. Trump actually doesn't even need Congress to say, hey, look, we support your pro Bitcoin legislation. You are allowed to buy 800,000 Bitcoin. There's something in United States politics, which is a little bit interesting, right? It is a little bit of an interesting thing that United States politics has this kind of feature to itself. Basically, the president has the power to act on executive orders, right? So if Trump decides that buying Bitcoin will be beneficial for the United States, then he doesn't have to go to Congress and have them approve that they're going to buy 800,000 Bitcoin, which is also a possibility, right? And that would basically cause every other country in the world to FOMO and buy Bitcoin. That's what I'm trying to get up to, guys and girls. That was the whole 15-minute segment that I was rambling on. And that is that if the United States and when the United States does decide to buy Bitcoin and add it to their balance sheet, oh my God, every single country in the goddamn world is going to be like, hold on a second, the United States is doing it, therefore we will do it. And then that could be the initiator of something called a super cycle that could literally take Bitcoin to over $200,000 and beyond and break everything that we see traditionally in a 4 year halving cycle. That could be the thing that just absolutely melts everybody's faces away. But I don't want to rely on this theory so much because it is always better to stick to what we're used to, and it's better to stick to the math and the statistics, which suggest that okay, Bitcoin is going to go to $190,000, likely top around there, which is fine. But then you're going to go into the 4 year bear market phase again. But I see a lot of people requesting Dogecoin, so let's go into Dogecoin once more. I'll go into some of my top altcoin picks, and then we'll end the show doing some Q&A towards the next 15 minutes or so. So, like I said, for everybody that missed Dogecoin, I think it's a fantastic opportunity to still buy. I've been talking about Dogecoin and how it's holding and how everybody should literally, everyone, including their mom and their friends and their dad and their grandma, should be buying Dogecoin back in August of 2023 when we broke out of this huge descending trend line, right? And I said that look, Dogecoin is a very safe bet because Elon Musk supports it. He's going to support it forever. There's a huge community behind it, which is the most important one, and everyone that doesn't know Bitcoin knows Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin has a higher name of popularity compared to Ethereum. So Dogecoin is always going to be a safe bet, in my opinion, to buy. And all the OGs will know. I've said in videos previously that I always tend to have, and in fact, I do have a long position on my personal trading account with Dogecoin. I just buy and long Dogecoin whenever I can because it always has these times where Elon Musk says something and it just absolutely skyrockets for no absolute reason. That is why Queen is Queen. I'm just seeing Queen in the chat, but Dogecoin is a great one to always have in your portfolio, regardless of the market. If you see Dogecoin correct, boom, that's a great opportunity to go ahead and buy it. But some of the good opportunities that I'm still seeing, which are early to be bought in the crypto space, is actually Polkadot. If you look at all the other cryptocurrencies, they've pumped like 25, 35, 60% in the past 24 hours to 7 days, right? Some of them even in the past 24 hours. Polkadot is just breaking out of this huge downward sloping trend line. And I think it's a very easy opportunity for Polkadot to go back to $7 in the short term. And in fact, let's see if Bitflex does have Polkadot, because if they do, there we go. I will open a long position. So let's go USDT. I'm going to do 750 USDT. Let's do 5x leverage just to be on the safe side with these altcoins. 5x leverage, confirm, open long, and yeah, there we go. Now we have a Polkadot position, which is great. That should appear very soon. Okay, Polkadot. And my take profit is going to be $7.50. There we go. That's it. I think Polkadot is going to do very well, and I put my money where my mouth is. So if you want to be longing Polkadot, or if you want to be longing any other crypto asset right now, and you're looking for a crypto exchange to be doing this, then you can go down to the links in the description down below. Bybit allows you to buy crypto for the first time. So if you have no crypto currently, you can use Bybit to buy crypto with credit card or a bank account. And with Bitflex, it takes 20 seconds, currently no KYC, for you to sign up and easily trade derivatives positions. If you don't know how to deposit, how to create an account on an exchange, then you can watch the second link in the description too to learn how to operate a crypto exchange and make a lot of money by trading. All right, so that's Polkadot. I think Polkadot is a very good high conviction bet. Another one is Medieval Empires, and full disclosure, I'm just showing all the projects that I currently own and I've currently invested in. So, all of the projects that I show you on the stream, I actually have capital in myself, right? So, I've invested in all of these personally. A huge, wonderful breakout from Medieval Empires. We have a little bit of a correction, right? So, we went up like 250% following the breakout of this trend line, or in fact, 120%. Now we've went up 40%. And believe me, I think 0.008488 is a very, very cheap price for medieval empires. Really, go ahead, do some research into it. You're going to be mind blown on the amount of progress they've made and the how addictive the game is. So they're not like any other just casual crypto project. They actually have a very good game, and their target audience is massive. So medieval empires is something that I personally have a lot of capital on, and I think will do very, very well in this bull market. It literally only has a market cap of $4.7 million, and that's super, super cheap. If you look at all these stupid meme coins with absolutely no utility, it's pretty funny, right? They go to like $100 million market cap, but there's no underlying utility behind the meme coin. Whereas Medieval Empires does actually have a game that has a huge target audience, partnered with Engin Altan Düzyetan, one of the most famous actors in the Pakistan, India, and Turkey region, right? So that's another high conviction bet that I personally have a lot of money in. But honestly, the most high conviction you can possibly get is Dogecoin and Bitcoin, and I'm all in into Bitcoin. I'm all in into Ethereum already, so I don't really have capital to go ahead and buy more of these things because I'm already all in. And am I taking profit? No, I'm not taking profit. It's stupid, in my opinion, to take profit right now. It's just the beginning of the cycle. And if you look at this, like the other day, we just surpassed the all time high officially. I was saying that if you go back to 2021, when we hit the all time high of 69.1K, in terms of inflation adjusted value, the new all time high would technically be $78,000, because remember, the value of money depreciates by 7% on average every single year. So when the value of money drops, then obviously, if you go back into the past, $1,000 in the year 2000 is now probably worth like $2,500 because the value has dropped significantly. So the actual correct inflation adjusted all time high for Bitcoin is technically 78K, and we freshly broke above it. Now we're trading at $84,300, and we've been doing very, very well. So Queen is asking, how is my father doing? He's doing fantastically well. I literally told him that, dude, you are not going to buy Bitcoin. Okay, I am telling you, are the only person that I'm saying that you're not allowed to buy Bitcoin. He's the only person who's not allowed to buy Bitcoin in this world, because whenever he buys Bitcoin, whenever I convince him to buy Bitcoin, it just crashes, regardless of whatever is going on. Bitcoin just crashes. So he's the only person in the world who is not allowed to buy Bitcoin. I'm buying Bitcoin for him. So that's what I've told him, because whenever he buys, it just dumps to zero. Dot can hit previous all time high. Yeah, of course it's gonna hit a previous all time high. I'm super confident that Polkadots and all these other altcoins are gonna hit massive new all time highs. That's why I just freshly opened a Polkadot position. I think it's massively undervalued compared to all the cryptocurrencies that are currently pumping all across the board. Even XRP is up 15%. Like, it's just stupid. All of these things are going to go up tremendously, and whatever you buy is going to be worth like 3 to 4 to 5, minimum 5 times of what it is currently. So literally, if you have no time to research whatsoever, I can wholeheartedly tell you that the top 50 cryptocurrencies that I see on this current list, so literally all of them, I'll tell you if I find any that I don't believe in. Kronos, I'm not sure. I mean, it's crypto.com, so it will probably do well. Um, Anything apart from Bitcoin Cash, okay? Anything apart from Bitcoin Cash in the top 50 on CoinMarketCap is going to do minimum 5 to 6x return, excluding Bitcoin. Bitcoin will also do that same return, but it's just going to take longer for Bitcoin to do it. So if you are super lazy, if you have no time whatsoever, the best thing that you can do is go to CoinMarketCap and buy the top 50 cryptocurrencies that you see on this chart. And you can do this using the links in the description down below. Bybit offers you so many alternatives to buy literally everything. And if you don't have any cryptocurrency, it also is an onboarding platform where you can use your credit card, use your bank account to buy crypto for the first time. Bybit is the best place to do it. And using that link, you can also get some pretty cool bonuses if you are more of a whale trader. The best piece of advice that I give to all of my friends is that if you just deposit $100 onto an exchange account in the beginning of the bull market, we're still at the beginning of the bull market, right? So it's still starting just now. If you deposit $100 and play around, understand how an exchange works, it is the most valuable skill that you can obtain for the most profitable part of the cycle, which is about to happen right now, because there will be opportunities that will make you so much money that you don't want to spend time learning how an exchange works and how to deposit money on an exchange instead of leveraging those profit opportunities. So if you don't know how to trade crypto, then this is the video you want to watch. It's 20 minutes long and it's the best explanation on how you can actually use an exchange and start trading cryptocurrencies and leverage the opportunities that we're going to share with you for the next 6 months that will make you a lot of money. But let's put the price of Bitcoin on the chart. And I want to do a little bit of a Q&A session because believe it or not, I would definitely not stop watching the live stream right now because arguably this is the most important part of the live stream that I'm getting into currently. And those are the lessons that I've learned from the previous bull market. Trust me, the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be giving you so much alpha. I'm going to give you millions of dollars worth of advice that I've, in fact, lost. I've lost a ton of money in 2021 because of a few simple steps, a few simple mistakes. And this was when I was 15 years old, right? So I made a few major mistakes that I'm avoiding in this bull market cycle. And if I hadn't done those mistakes, I would be a multi millionaire. Um, so we will go through some of the alpha that I will share with you because I made some pretty big mistakes that costed me a lot of money that I don't want my audience, the crypto kids, to go through. So we're gonna share some pretty serious alpha. But let's get to 300 likes. We're sitting at 272 likes. We have 500 people watching on YouTube. I think it is a very accomplishable task. So it would mean the world if we can get to just 300 likes for some of the biggest alpha you will have for this bull market cycle. Queen is saying, laugh now, cry later. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened to me in the previous bull market. I hope it doesn't happen now. So that's why I want to share some of the things that I learned and how I'm playing this cycle. CK, how's your father? We covered that. Yeah, he's doing fine. He's doing fine. He's just a bit upset that he's not allowed to currently buy Bitcoin because I've put that restriction on him. 293 likes. I think it's enough. I think it's enough for me to go ahead and talk about it. Then we'll do some Q&A. So let me know. Thank you guys so much. You guys are fantastic. 300 likes. You are all fantastic. Let me know your questions. I'm going to answer some of the questions you have. It could be about literally anything on how to buy Bitcoin. Why is Bitcoin important? Why do traditional investors buy Bitcoin? Why do retail investors buy Bitcoin? What is your price projection for Bitcoin in the next 20 years? Any question that comes to your mind, ask away in the chat. This is your opportunity to get answers from me because I think I could be very helpful to a lot of you. So let me talk about the most valuable lesson that I've learned in this cycle, right? The most valuable and the most relevant lesson that will be applicable for you right now, for you to use, is during the time where Bitcoin goes parabolic. And by parabolic, I mean this, right? So when you look at this chart, I know a lot of terms a lot of people are not familiar about. So I will try to explain things in a way where everybody understands. When you look at charts, when you look at chart analysis, what am I actually doing? I'm not just drawing some squiggly lines on a chart. Well, that is technically what I'm doing, but it's based off of mathematics, right? It's all based off of mathematics. The reason why I said Bitcoin is creating higher lows, and I said right here, we're very likely to break out and continue to surpass $100,000. It has a very high probability of doing it. The reason why I said this was because Bitcoin was forming something called a parabola on the daily and 4 hourly timeframes. And if you Google what a parabola is, so if we go to what is a parabola, it is just x squared. So that's a parabola, right? So in mathematical terms, a parabola is just x squared, right? That's what it is. And you just apply. So Actually, you know what? Maths I kind of hated a lot in while I was studying mathematics in high school. But there is some use cases. It's just the terrible thing is, unfortunately, when you go to math class, they never teach you that x squared can actually make you a butt ton of money, right? Nobody teaches you to apply parabolas onto a chart and how to trade them. It's very unfortunate that they do not do this, but they don't do it for a reason because people just don't know about it, right? And I'm telling you now that a parabola is a very important tool. When you put this onto a chart, it just shows you that this shape is basically going to be what happens to the price of Bitcoin. And that's what's happening, right? So, what I want to link this to in terms of a lesson is that during this stage of parabolic trajectory, you don't want to make the mistake of shorting Bitcoin and thinking that Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency is too expensive now, and deciding to wait to buy into and enter those positions. Because what's going to happen is, right, you can't beat human psychology. These candlesticks, every single candlestick represents human psychology. So when you see a wick towards the upside and the size of this body candle being larger than the previous one, it's all dependent on human psychology, the way that humans think. That's what's represented by a candle, not just price action within a day, but it actually shows you what people are thinking. Therefore, you can make a price projection. It's just psychology. So the thing is, the common individual, which includes a lot of you watching right now, and that's just the unfortunate truth. It takes a lot of time and practice and experience to break away from normal human psychology. But the reality of the situation is when Bitcoin goes to $100,000, right? If you wait to buy Bitcoin now, if you wait to buy Ethereum now, to buy Dogecoin now, when Bitcoin goes to $100,000 and all of these things have gone up by another 120%, let's say, in the case for Dogecoin, when you hit $100,000 for Bitcoin, and when all mainstream media, apart from just Bloomberg putting Bitcoin on their goddamn homepage, when everybody and their mother starts talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies again, what you're going to realize is you're going to want to buy Bitcoin. You're going to want to feel that FOMO and actually jump into a Bitcoin position. So before that feeling kicks in, while you feel uncomfortable right now with buying Bitcoin while it's gone up by 25% in the past 7 days, I know it's a very, very uncomfortable feeling, but I'm telling you this, the moment you feel uncomfortable is the time that you should probably be buying these things and buying Bitcoin and buying Ethereum and buying Dogecoin. That is the best advice that I can tell you, right? That is the best advice that I can tell you. The second advice that I'll tell you before I jump into your questions is that if you don't have a full-time job right now, or if you are full-time in crypto, focus all of your energy rapidly into cryptocurrencies, because the amount of bullish price action that we're going to experience for Bitcoin in the next 6 months is going to be enough for you to change your entire net worth. If you've been building in the bear market, if you've been watching these videos during the time where Bitcoin was sitting at $20,000, you are the real winner. You're gonna make, congratulations, you've already made it. You've probably already made a significant amount of money if you were watching the CryptoKit channel and the Moon channel while Bitcoin was having the consolidation phase in 2023. You've already made it, right? And the reality is you're just going to continue to make it and make just so much more money than what you already have. That's the truth of it. If you're coming new and you've not acted on actually buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, but you've been keeping yourself updated with news, and you know why things are happening, and you've kind of escaped the matrix idea behind crypto, and you're not falling for FOMO and what mainstream media is telling you, you're also making it, but the thing that's missing is execution. The last piece of the puzzle is for you to go ahead and actually buy. Go ahead and actually try how an exchange works. Go ahead and make yourself a wallet. Send Bitcoin, buy coffee with Bitcoin, sell something for Bitcoin. Let's say I have, I don't know, some headphones that I'm not using, right? I'm going to sell this pair of headphones to my friend at a 10% discount if he decides to buy it with Bitcoin. What am I doing then? I'm earning Bitcoin, number one. And number two, I'm forcing other people to learn and understand how Bitcoin works. That is spreading adoption and also earning Bitcoin at the same time. It's two very, very valuable skills to learn and two incredibly valuable habits to have in your life, right? So there's so much you can do. Don't FOMO. Keep watching these videos. Leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell because, like I said, there will be some times with huge opportunity that you do not want to miss. And I think those two lessons are fine for now. I'm going to be doing the moon show tomorrow, so we can share a lot more of those advice later on. But the thing that I feel very grateful for was having full conviction into Bitcoin. Even when we had this correction down to $49,000, I was still there buying Bitcoin. I didn't give up, right? And that it's a very tough thing to do. It's a very very tough thing to do. But I believed, I trusted the process. I knew that Bitcoin just follows a 4 year cycle of which we have a bear market for 3 years. We cross the all time high and we make new parabolic all time highs. It's just a process. It requires patience. And you kind of acquire the skill if you've been in the cycle for more than two cycles. You kind of understand how Bitcoin works and you learn to trust the process. And that is the thing that I'm proud that I've done. And I'm also proud that I've built this community. I've built this channel during the most terrible time in the market possible where literally everybody forgot about cryptocurrencies and nobody cared about them. But guess what? You guys are going to become legends. Your friends, your family, they're going to be texting you how to buy Bitcoin, how to buy cryptocurrency. And if you want to tell them, hey, look, this is how you do it. And if you don't know what to do and how to actually set up a cryptocurrency exchange yourself, then watch this video, the second link in the description down below. Because when somebody asks you how to buy Bitcoin, how do I buy cryptocurrencies, you can guide them in the perfect way and become even more of a legend when they make a lot of money. Like it's so crazy. I've had so many celebrities and cool people who I've looked up to, who I've followed for many many years, come up to me and say, "Hey, look, dude, can you teach me this thing?" Because when you, people assume that you can give them a financial return, even the craziest and the coolest people will reach out to you and want to get your expertise on how they can buy into this thing. And guess what? You have that expertise because you've been watching these videos. You've been in the crypto cycle for long enough to be able to give that expertise. So build a personal brand, build something, and just be knowledgeable so much about Bitcoin that when you do sit at that dinner table in Thanksgiving, when you do sit at that dinner table in Christmas, you can show people and you can convince people to buy Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is important. The best thing to do is to read the Bitcoin Standard. So if you've not read the Bitcoin Standard, this book is a must read for everyone and it teaches you so much. Go ahead. It's like $20 on Amazon, right? And it's the best investment you will ever make. You will learn so much. It's absolutely incredible. The first 34 pages are even free to read on Google. And I'm going to be interviewing the author of the Bitcoin Standard on my channel, hopefully in December, because he's going to be coming to Abu Dhabi. So that's going to be very, very cool. But read this video, read this book. And on the dinner table, trust me, you'll be able to give the most perfect explanation on why Bitcoin is important, and people will see you as the genius that you are. But with that said, guys and girls, I'm going to jump into your Q&A. So any questions you have, now is the time to submit them in the chat because I will be answering them for the next 5 minutes or so. So the first question I will go through who gave a super chat. Thank you so much, Dennis, for giving this super chat. I hope you're still watching. So he asked me to go and look at Pepe, which I will for sure do, sir. Thank you so much for the super chat. Means the absolute world. I will probably do like a compilation of all of these. I'll compile all the super chats and all the money I've made from this channel and do like a massive giveaway probably at the end of the bull market. So all the support that you give, even if it's very small, I will give it back to the community when Bitcoin continues to pump and we reach the top of the bull market. I will give it all back to you guys. So by watching the Crypto Kid channel, trust me, in this bull market, you will be extremely rewarded. So let's go into Pepe. Pepe coin, or is it the original Pepe? So this one, past, past. Let's see, how much did we went up in the past 7 days? 59%. Unbelievable. Volume is up double, right? So the most important thing, and I will go back to Pepe, just don't worry about it. I'll go back to Pepe. But the sign of which you can tell that retail is jumping back into crypto is the following, right? When you see volume jump up 46% all across the board, and that's in the past 24 hours, you know that people are depositing money, you know that people are going back, FOMOing into Bitcoin, FOMOing into cryptocurrencies. You know that is the case when you see volume all across the board jump by 46%. That is a remarkable metric. So retail for sure has 100% finally come back into crypto slowly but surely. They are coming back. So we're not very, very early anymore. That was when we were breaking the bull flag 2 weeks ago. That level of earliness is gone, but you're still very early. That is a fact. And going back to Pepe, sorry man for skipping for a little bit to jump into the volume. But if we go back to Pepe coin, I know from a lot of good people that this thing is most likely going to do better than where it is currently. So I think that Pepe coin will most likely continue its price performance and continue pumping towards the upside. It's not because it's Pepe or anything special about it. It's just that everything that you see here is basically going to go higher. That's the rule of thumb. That's what happens. That's literally what happens. The top I spoke about this. The top 50 is just going to keep going higher and higher and higher. A second super chat. I practiced $10 trades and did plus 25% 50 times to learn trading in late 2023. It's invaluable. There you go. Like, it's even if you're a kid, right? Even if you're, and I'm saying this while being a kid, I know I'm 17, but the best skill that I got when I was 15, 14, 13 years old was teaching myself how to trade. That was an unbelievable skill that not only taught me the value of money, because I lost a lot of it, but it also taught me how to manage my finances and how to control my psychology and just learn how things work, right? So, teaching yourself trading is a fantastic idea. And like I said, even if it's just depositing $100 to Bitflex, right? And just playing around, seeing what happens, you're going to learn so much. And there's a very high probability now that we're in the bull market, now that there's an uptrend, that those $100 that you just decide to play around by opening some long positions will actually generate you a lot of money. So it's pretty funny. Like the bull market is a very, very, very funny time where the craziest of things can end up happening. So I would definitely recommend doing that and experimenting a little and just understanding how the blockchain works overall. Hey guys, Maximiliano, thank you so much for joining in. Doge isn't dropping; it's not going to continue. It's not going to drop. I can tell you that much. Dogecoin is most likely not going to drop. It's really really not going to drop. I can tell you that much. What is Dogecoin's Discord server? I don't think there is an official Discord server for Dogecoin. Nicola says bye bye bye. Yep, bye bye bye. Guys, I think I'm going to call it a day here. So thank you so much for all of your questions. The price of Bitcoin will likely continue to pump in the upcoming hours. So that's just a heads up. I think Bitcoin will continue to have the price action, the bullish price action that we have. My camera has frozen, so let me change that. There we go. Um, I think Bitcoin will go up, Ethereum will go up, everything will go up. Even if it has a correction down to $81,000, it's absolutely fine because we're going to reach $190,000 conservatively in this bull market. So, thank you so much for watching. It was a fantastic live show. You had amazing questions. We had 350 likes, which is unbelievable. So, thank you so much. That's almost as much as we get on the Moon Show. So, I think Carl is a little bit jealous, but that's okay. The crypto kids are a little bit better in terms of an audience than the Moonwalkers. So you guys are fantastic. Make sure to watch every single video from now. Oh, and the microphone was going. I'm gonna make a video with Crypto Mo tomorrow and maybe Da Vinci. So stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot of collaborations. A lot of cool people are gonna be coming on this channel. This is just the start. And with that said, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all on the next video very soon. Take care, guys, and as always, bye bye.